Hello, Grubs. Hi. Happy Monday. Welcome to another MSPAINT Monday. Uh, I just wanted to do something, you know, kind of quick, kind of doodly, but still something that I think could turn out like a really nice drawing. Uh, there's been hype for the new Kung Fu Panda movie, so I'm gonna be doing something pretty much related to that. Let me open up MSPAINT. Let me work with a nice canvas and we can start out. So, huh, all right. Um, one of the things that I wanted to do, or especially one of the one character that I want to draw, I have several ideas, and maybe at some other point I will do another drawing. I hope this one doesn't take me too long, so this might be a short stream, or I could do something else perhaps. It all depends. Uh, I think one of the things that I've been doing a lot for streams is that I feel like I want to do a stream, and the drawing that I make happen during the stream is a drawing that could be able to appear in a video, um, even if it's not like super related to it, or maybe it is related to it, but um, just to have something nice in the background. That's what I think. So in a way, this is my like I've been thinking of about doing Tai Long, and I had several scenes in mind that I wanted to make, but I think this one's like pretty nice. So I could be like more creative, but I've been doing a lot of like scene redraws, so this is maybe like another scene redraw in a way. But yeah, something like this, very much like this. So like I said, it's gonna be very doodly, very um simple. I might even do just might even just do the drawing, not even do a sketch for this one. But who knows, who knows. So how is everybody? I want to do like big shapes. uh Really simple background for this one, basically just a solid color. um but there's it's just something like very simple that we want to be drawing. I don't know if I want to make him like, we could do like a really smooth shape. We could do like more angular shapes like we do usually. I'm not sure yet, but I just want something like this. All right, let's remove this real quick. I think I will do a really small um sketch so that I can feel like very free to maybe even thumbnailing it. Let's do really small thumbnail. And we want like pretty much this shape. Wow, gray background. Yeah, I actually want the background to be just a solid color. So I didn't want to work with the usual white background. Maybe this doesn't make sense, but kind of makes sense to me. By the way, hi Jetix, how are you doing? Relatively early? Yeah, this time around you are. I think everyone usually is pretty early. Recent streams have been, how would you call it? Not been noticed as much, but you know, it happens sometimes. Um, I doing okay. That's good to hear. I might be um medicated soon. I've been talking to a doctor about it. So, um, things are getting some progress maybe. So, just in case of that, and in case that works for me or anything, I'm trying to get things ready. So this is in a way something that I wanted to use for a video. So I'm trying to set myself up for how would you call it? Trying to set myself up um to wait, did you get diagnosed? Well, not fully still. I have like a family doctor that um kind of recognized that and said they would talk to like a um another friend doctor, and then I'm not like at where they are, so maybe during the holidays I might get a diagnosis. But they're like, yeah, probably. I'm gonna talk to a friend and see, tell you some other things, and it's a little bit like that. Um, so yeah, I might get a diagnosis pretty soon. I guess during the holidays, if I get the chance. That's why I'm also like not medicated yet or anything. I'm just I guess in that process. But either way, I'm like, all right, if they do whatever, or I want to set myself up for success, so let's start getting ready and make some assets for videos and things like that. So this is my way of trying to catch up. And I'm a little bit scared, but I don't know what will happen. Like every route is kind of weird. Like if I don't get medicated, then I'll be like, okay, then what do I do? And if I do get medicated, I'll be like, is this is this all right? Is this okay? It's like, it's all a little bit scary for me because I've never been like diagnosed with anything like that. This would be my first kind of encounter with living through something like that. So I'm just, I'm not ready. But I need to do some, change in my life. So I guess whatever it is, whatever I have to do, I guess it should be something that I really take into account. So yeah, that's it. Trying to figure out how angular, how big, how I want to make something like this happen. Like, do I want it to be like my usual style? Do I want it to reflect more the angular shapes? What do I want from this? It's all pretty intense. I mean, it's less like your first time running into limits and more like the first time you're conscious of what exactly they are and how to deal with them. I guess I just I don't know. I guess in a way, I always had um ways of dealing with everything, so I felt always pretty self-sufficient, but since right now I'm struggling to do so, like like I'm I'm unaware of how much I can still do and and not suffer from it. But it is hard, and I've seen people like struggle with every part of it. Like having the diagnosis is scary, having being medicated is scary. I feel like it's very new to me, if anything. Like it's not that something that is confirmed yet or anything. It's just since it's getting there, it's like, well, now what? What will I do when that happens? That's uh that's the weird part of it. I guess I just need to be free with this drawing, just like with a lot of things. There's no need to think about it too much. We just do it. I do need a better reference either way. Um, ooh, this could I do um maybe I could do this one too. I wonder if several drawings if this one takes too little time, I could do several ones. And it could be like a compilation of drawings. That could look cool. I see sometimes people do like three drawings in one same image and it looks kind of cool. Maybe it's something like that that I could do. I just saw this one image from this frame and this one looks pretty cool. Like I really like this one. So like we could also do uh I feel like I could imagine something like this and then maybe wait, something like this. Like imagine this one and then this one in the background and then up front. This one would be a little bit harder to do, but something like this one up front. This could all look really cool. Although it's not what I thought at first, but hey, yeah, ADHD and ADD is a disability after all. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just I guess like I said, I always had like some workarounds, but now that I'm struggling, it's like, oh, maybe this was my like I could do it because of this other things surrounding me, but now it's like I don't have that, so it's much harder. Not everything is glamour and success stories with managing every aspect of it. I just hope things work out. I'll see how things are. But either way, I'm just like even if I'm not um doing as much as I want to right now, I feel like all right, at least I'll try to um set things up in a way that will help me when um with the tools that they give me or whatever. Even if it's just like a schedule or something. I think even that is more than enough, maybe. Or I like to think that way. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm yearning to do things right and to finally, make things happen. It's time. It's been too long, and it's also hard for me, but we're getting there. So yeah, I think one of my favorite things from the first Kung Fu Panda movie is actually Tai Lung. I I've always said how much I like flashy and visually cool looking stuff. And like it's not I don't feel like I connect personally with Tai Lung or anything. I just think it's like such a cool and fun villain. Like he feels intimidating, so really drawn to that. Um, it's like sometimes I don't like certain characters. I don't care that much for them. And in this case, it's like it's not like I'm particularly drawn to Tai Lung. It's more like he plays the villain, uh the exact villain that I would want in a movie like this. And I really enjoy that. Maybe I should have done this. Whoop. Still erasing. Oh, hey gamers, sorry I'm late. Hi Banana Jr. Not late at all. Uh, Stream just shortly started. How are you doing? I'm drawing some Kung Fu Panda. I guess a Tai Long to be specific, but yeah. Yeah, not super late at all. Hopefully the shapes will be like very um good in this. I think that's one of the parts that you can really appreciate from this. Like the shapes that they have are so well done that I find them very satisfying. Like you can see the line flow, it's just like a big um I don't know, semicircle oval. Adding the typical more angular bits to it, but even then, it's like trying to keep some of that circly feeling to it. It's like maybe angular um roundness. That might be something that we do. Oh, uh, I sort of didn't um read this one, but let me go back to it. You said finally slowly getting back into the swing of things art wise. I practiced my thumbnailing process like I wanted to, and I've got it mostly figured out. Yeah, what's your process like? Let me know. Is that like your biggest step that helps you out? and you do lines of action. I do a typical head to toe one you see a lot and teachers teach. But I also do one from one hand to the other so I can position the hands and shoulders and everything. I should have done this maybe. It does have like a very interesting line of action. I'm just kind of doing it by how I see it and how I feel it. Probably gonna have to move things around a little bit. Whoop. So we have enough space. Do it around there. And I think even this is should be a lot bigger. Let's move this around. But I kind of like this. It's like we're working with. Oh, I also kind of updated the display on my monitor, so hopefully we I get colors that are more what they should be, like on phones and my second screen, because I always do like the purple that I choose has a lot of blue on my screen, but on other screens it looks a lot more um like this one, which is still purple, but uh like I want the more bluish one, and sometimes I don't get it. I guess the more bluish one could be called violet. Is that the right term? Because I always do the purple and purplish or bluish one. That's what I mentioned, but could be easier to just say looking for more of a violet tone. I put down lines to visualize the flow of the composition, and I put a big shape to contain all the stuff of interest called the scaffold. I also do some super basic perspective after figuring out what I want to do with the rest of the composition to be. Well, we should share some pictures with me of that sometime. I probably need to practice that for my Sonic thing that I'm doing. Uh, are you doing backgrounds or just trying to figure out the perspective um, as a way to wait? I don't know if this is right. This might not be. This could be better. I'm liking the implied fur and some little bits and pieces I'm doing over here. Yeah, I want to do pieces with backgrounds in the future. That's really nice. I feel like I've been doing pretty well at practicing, even if they're not like super complicated backgrounds. Uh, I feel like I like that nowadays I try doing more with the backgrounds. I say nowadays, but then again, I probably have done a lot of background stuff uh, ever since I started the channel. But even so, I think uh, this is I'm happy, or at least sort of happy where I'm at, like right now. I sent you a DM on Tumblr. Let me check. Red scaffold, green focal point, blue super rough perspective, bold lines of action. Uh, did you write that for me, or did you just write that for yourself? I'm wondering. Can I share? It's pretty interesting. It's like sitting like on a fence or something like that. The only thing I'm a little bit lost on for myself mostly. That's good. That's really good. I think it's important to take notes for ourselves. Sometimes I don't do that enough. I was gonna ask you, what was the scaffold you mentioned? Like what? Like the main focus, or what did that entail? No, it's a bed and there's a nightstand with a lamp on the right. Oh, I see, I see. You know what? I I can see that now. Um, but from my perspective, the lamp was like a tree or something. Just in basic shape. You can probably now see that what I mean and how I saw it. I was like, oh, it's like a scaffold. It's the rough shape that a composition fits. So I wonder, like, would it be something like this with this? Would it be more like this? Trying to do mine more like this, I guess. Like that. Maybe it was this thing that I did at first. Like I'm trying to get this interesting shape. Right now mine's kind of like a D. Interesting. I could see that. I kind of want it to be like that. Yeah, maybe. It goes up to the top left corner and then it slopes down for from there. Up to the and then it slopes like that. It's interesting. I've never done that, so I don't know how you usually do it, but it would be interesting to learn. Like I kind of get the lines of action sometimes, but I think I need to um it's one of those that I need to, or I need to redo this and then push it more. Just like that. I see. I haven't done it much either. Well, but at least I feel like you understand it. From my perspective, I don't even know how it works actually. Even if that sounds dumb or whatever. I'm like I guess if I knew more about it, I could do it and start figuring it out, but right now it's like don't know what it is. Don't know how it works. Yeah, I'll probably send you the video I learned that term from. Ooh, that sounds nice. I could probably use that. Like I'm guessing that could be useful for like what I said, um, the Sonic 06 thing. Right now I'm again thinking that I should probably do more of the video side of things rather than the story project side of things that I want to do, but it's just because I think like I probably need money and things. I'm again in that part of the cycle where I'm like Maybe I should do videos that catch the people's attention and all that. So I'm working towards that a little bit. Um, Maybe losing focus again, but something on Tumblr with a time step. Thank you. I guess in the I'm guessing depending on the video length, time step is probably nice. But if it's I could also watch it completely. I guess it depends on what it um what it's all about. There's a whole bunch of other neat resources in there. Yeah, I could imagine so. Might just check it out nonetheless. But timestamp is nice in case I um just that bit is the one. Oh, this might actually need to be longer. I'm kind of doing the arm wimpier. Like it's a lot buffer actually, so you might need to change that a little bit. Like this. But maybe now this is too much. Maybe with this change, it makes more sense. Have you ever heard about knuckle sandwich? I feel like it sounds familiar, but like just a term, or is it something more specific? But why? I wonder why. So we can probably something about this I'm doing wrong. I think it's this little fold. Uh, because right now this one feels more hunched over, and mine feels more like upright. I think it's all because of this. Like, I like how it looks. It's RPG game mixed with WarioWare and then Earthbound. I saw while I searched, I saw a little image that kind of had that vibe. Is it something new or it's relatively new, right? It seems. It does look fun, but I didn't know about it. Have you played it? I think yours is more immediately menacing cool pose though, because he's not so hunched over. Mm. It's hard to say. I feel like I love hunched over poses, This one does have like a feeling to it, or I would say reminds me of the Dio pose. You know, when I was thinking about Tai Long, I was thinking about Dio. Uh, because to me, Dio's one of those that characters that I don't feel like any particular love towards Dio. Like I I don't know, there are characters that I enjoy and there are characters that I don't enjoy. And with Dio it's like he wouldn't be in like my top favorite characters, but it's like but it's such a good villain and such a menacing villain that like in terms of how well I think they work, they're like um they would be like so good, you know, like best rated. And it's something like that where it's like the character by itself, it's like I like it and I enjoy it for other reasons. I don't know how to properly express this. I feel like it's not that I enjoy the character, I enjoy the everything that they bring and the fact that they're the villains. It's like um something weird that I can't explain. And I was thinking just of that uh it's like sometimes you really like some characters or whatever, and it's like I don't feel like I like Dio. I just feel like Dio is such a good villain, and that's it. I don't. And same with Tai Long. I feel like uh, I think how menacing, how intense he feels works so well for me. Usually, that comes a lot from the build-up that they show, like showing them actually being like something to fear. Nah, but I watched some playthroughs. Ooh, I see. I would be interested in playing something like that. This is a fantastic example of a villain played straight. Well, depends on what straight you kind of mean. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. On how I feel like right from the start, you feel like, wow, he's like just simply a villain. That's it. But I do like the hunched over feeling that um comes from this image. That's why I'm wondering if I did like if I should change something. Like I love usually how things coming from a hunched over pose feel like, ooh, it's rising, it's building up that power or something. It's about to do something. Meanwhile, this is just like a good strongman pose, I guess, which is not bad, but I'll have to see if I fully enjoy it. Like, all right, let's do just a little change to see if it could work out a little bit different for me. Already, let's save it real quick. Um, I can see why you're on the fence about this pose now that you explain it. Yeah, it's not like it's bad as is, but it just feels like I look at it and it looks like more like a modeling pose or something, like I'm walking arm front, arm back, arm front. Meanwhile, this feels like I'm rising, I'm powering up. I'm channeling all my evil energy. So let's see if we can mix it up just a little bit, enough that works out better. Um, what I like. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we come back to this. So we'll see. We'll see. Right. So first off, moving the head just enough. I guess around here. Tyler's voguing. Strike a pose. Yeah, it felt a little bit more like that to me. And now, I don't even know if this will work. I'm just. Now, what else? I think this should be just a little bit lower. Right? Uh, I think the ear could be centered just a little bit more. He looks like he's gonna find a block of cheese. Why cheese? I mean, Poe is somewhat like a block of cheese, maybe. Could be. I have such a JoJo brain rot that I wouldn't even mind. I'd be just like, oh, now I have an impromptu fashion post to work off. Neat. I can see that. Uh, and there's something to that, you know? I could see that's why Araki kind of has that feeling, like thinking like, ooh, battle stances should be uh beautiful looking, so there that is also like I guess like a little bit of subverting that typical battle stance expectation, like more like no, it should be graceful, it should be intense, but different and all that. Okay, so first part now for this is another thing that is blocking us from seeing it that way. See if this works, and we can compare afterwards to see which kind of pose works better. I guess if the last one has more of what I wanted, we can go back. It's okay. We might even erase this a little bit. Um, what else? All right, this looks fine. I think we can bring this down just a little bit. I said how I wanted to do maybe all three poses, and now I'm feeling like knowing me, knowing my typical times, probably just not gonna be able to do as many as I thought. Maybe it might just be this one, and that's it. I did something about this pretty weird. Um, it doesn't need to be exactly the same as the reference either, so don't want to get distracted by that. That's also like a trap that I can fall in, where I do things just so pretty much the same as a reference, and that is also bad. Like I want to grab the things that I like from the reference, but I don't want to just fall into doing the same. And that's something that we could do with the tail. The tail feels like so generic right now, so let's get rid of that. Sculptures are a lot like that. I love Renaissance era stuff for mixing beauty and grace with intimidation and whatever else the sculptor wanted to get across. I can see why Iraqi references sculptures. Um, I don't know if I've seen those references in particular, but it does sound like a good way to build something to that kind of style and aesthetic and all that. All right. I think this I was I don't know how to explain it, but something that I was struggling with was this exact area. And now that I redid this part feels better. Like I wanted this to be long, and but let's see how it used to look. Mm, and let's compare that. It's not too different actually, but it's weird, I guess. Cause I can see what you mentioned. Like this feels maybe more menacing, cause it's a lot much better pose, and this one is indeed like very hunched over, maybe too much this time. But there are different parts from this. Like maybe I could take the lower half from the first one, and maybe the head and all that keep from the second one. Let me take a good look. Yeah, because there's something about the pants in the old one that I couldn't get right. But this one. Hiya! Hello, Mike. How are you doing? I'm trying to decide what I grabbed from each version that I did. Alright, let's save this one just so that we don't lose it. Without any context, the reference you picked just looks like Time Long is desperate or at a breaking point. I would say that's a pretty good way to describe it, and also a good reason why I like it. And the pose you drew is where the reference pose like builds up to. I can see that. It does feel like he's about to he's going from that hunched over pose to that menacing, more upwards looking pose. Good. You, yeah, doing good today. I think I'm trying to set up doodle drawings so that I can make videos soon, hopefully. So that's what I'm doing. I thought I could do more than what I'm doing right now, but I always take a long time when I'm drawing, so that might not be the case. Let me take a good look. Like, really don't know which one I prefer, actually. That's pretty hard. Let's do this. Maybe this will give me the answer. Like, what about this? Okay, first of all, I did want to make this hand longer. Now that we're like this. Probably also means that this should be a little bit longer. And when it comes to this, it should come up like this. Feel less flat, I guess. Then if we make this neckline stronger, maybe it won't feel as weak. Because something about being hunched over can also be read as a little bit weaker and less menacing. I can see that. Let's flip it back. Does feel stronger. Does feel better. But I need to know what this has. and the other one doesn't. I guess the head shape was meant to be like this at first, so it does feel like a stronger head shape. Well, this feels like too flat. We could join it. We could grab that head shape once again, maybe. Let's let's see if this makes a difference. All right. Let's let's remove this. Let's also remove this. Let's remove this. Let's see how much we can join this up. Around there. Around here. This like that. Now now I think this might work better. Let's well, was like this. Now it's like that. Let's let me save it and look at it like real quick. Now we can compare. There's something bad about them about it though. I think I can fix it. Like now it's too tall, too far away. But I think we can fix it if we just do this a little bit. Now, like this, it would be the right way to. Yeah, I think this is how it should be. Like it was too tall for it being. Oh, yeah. This works a lot better, I think. Let me show it. Okay, it used to look like this. Then it looked like this, too hunched over. Now it looks hunched over, but with a taller face like this. When it used to look like this. Like this was how it was. This is how it is. Feels more hunched over with a lot more back, but not like this. This is like this one feels more meek in comparison. This is too much, just a little. This is just perfect. I think it's fine. His face is unscrunched. Yeah, I feel like maybe that was the issue right there. Sometimes I always think that if you want like something, at least this works for me, considering I'm so bad at making decisions. I'm very undecisive. I always go like, what's the 50% in between those? And then I start trying to. It's easier when it's more like opacity or color, but when it's this, I'm trying to find the a good point in between. And I think we got it. Just need to see if there's something about the old body that you want still. And then we can. And I wonder how simple can I make the drawing, like, or the coloring. I feel like it should be simple coloring. I would like that to not go all out with the fur, but who knows? I always say that and then I go all out. So I think this works. This works too. Um, I like having those extra shapes here and there. So hopefully we can do more of those. I have so many references up, no drawings that it's my desktop is getting messy. All right, I think this is better. And just this. I like the back line. I wonder if we can bring it back and not mess things up. I would say like the back line should be something like this. Maybe this helps with the feeling. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe just this one up top. And let's add a little bit of fur into it. Let's if we move it. All right. I think that's pretty good. This is pretty good. Let's work with this because I don't know why I have an extra fold in here. Man has also uh yeah. Mm, there's more in here and we could do something about it. Let's see. We can probably fix that if we move things around. I'm a little bit worried that could mess things up. But if we probably do this, and I think this looks nice, honestly. We probably do this. I feel like it kind of implies there's more space, more something in there that we're probably not seeing. But maybe I did too much. So what I'm hoping this extra space would say is that there's more like here and then like that. But maybe it doesn't. And maybe my line is just working against the drawing instead of with it. And we can remove that because I think when you don't use that, you can put the line wherever, but how do we feel though? Maybe it's one of those that I said, let's do the 50%. I guess I like the big one, middle one, small one. I guess let's do middle one. I don't know. Middle one or big one? The small one was like this, so that's not enough. Maybe that's too much. Ah, this one's good enough. Maybe that's why Tai Long couldn't be the Dragon Warrior. He had scoliosis all along. Wait, this is getting some proportions really badly. I just think the cleavage line in the back is too far left. I can see where you try to align it with the neck though. Well, the way that I see it, I might be wrong, but the way that I see it, it's like there's a line like right here. This would be one shoulder blade, this would be the other one. And then there's like the back like this, right? Meanwhile, this would be like shoulder blade one, second one, the line. I'm not really fully doing anatomy here and there. I'm just as always eyeballing it a little bit. But I was aware that this one could look weird because there's like no, it's all fur, so it's kind of like messy where the line is. Plus, I'm also doing like a huge shape like this instead of this more normal one. And in my case, it does look like it has like a lot more of a um hunchback because we're doing like a big shape like this, like a huge shape like that. Meanwhile, if you do it like this, it starts to look, just a little bit more flat, which um could work in its favor by not looking as, you could kind of put the back like this. Although if you see the legs are like this, the back line would be somewhat over here because it's like legs are horizontal and then back it's kind of like turning like this, like twisting a little bit. But I'm also not sure, honestly. I'm just saying things, but doesn't mean I'm rad about anything. Making some space for the shoulder, making that its own thing, just like over here a little bit. Arms can blend a little bit more with the hand and all, but we're doing that. I think hands are like this. I think you were going to draw the back at almost side-on perspective, like the legs are. The shape would be less wide, like the reference photo. Yeah, but I don't know how much. Hmm, like I can see that, but I am making mine a lot bulkier, so it's like, yeah, I'm making like this pretty, like, there's like an intense like peak to it. But then again, can we also make another one? And like without it, will look a lot more flat. Although, let's say with this, let's gray it out a little bit. And it's also, I guess, gray out. Like the other point that we could be having could be something like this, which this would be like a reference to where the shoulder is heading, but I don't know. That's what you expected the line to be? Mm, okay, so I think this makes kind of sense, I guess. To me, this was like a little bit of the, I would say, column, uh, like the, what's the spinal cord line? So this was like somewhat around in the middle, but if we kind of break it up like this, I guess the that line would be somewhat like right over here. Like would be somewhat like this, like in between this. And this would be the shoulder blade-ish line. And there's like usually a part in here that's like a little bit like this. But I don't know. But yeah, to me this was like the thing. But like we said, maybe it works much better this way if we just instead of doing that. Yeah, I can see how well no. For some reason I am remembering the first movie ending with him literally being turned to the dust with the finger hold. Am I remembering wrong? Well, it's not fully um explained what happens to him, pretty sure, but after the finger hold and the skadoosh, a big dust wave does happen, and some people say that um he was kind of sent into another realm or something. Skadoosh. Yeah, eh, it's weird now that I see it like this. Um, it's kind of weird if I race like this. It feels like this is the other shoulder braid now when it was my more like my column, my spinal cord thingy. But I guess we can work with this. Totally, totally workable. And it might give us a little bit more of a 3D perspective, which is nice. So, in any case, let's work with that. Just because. platform is hard for shortening is hard. Well, it depends. I think uh uh I was seeing something else, and sometimes when you see a thing, it kind of works out for you. But the problem is that uh there's a lot that's implied underneath all that, and like in a way it's my job oh, by the way, hi MJ, I didn't say hi. How are you doing? In a way it's my job to um imply what I'm seeing for others, and that's also important because if I see this line, like maybe not everyone is seeing this line, right? Even if I'm seeing it like right here, that's not fully implied if I don't um good writing down D&D stuff. Oh, really? Do you play D&D? Because well, that's a little bit redundant. More like um I was gonna ask like, oh, do you are you just doing it for your character, or are you like a dungeon master or something? Because when I think about writing down things, it's either um like you're working on your character or something related to that, or it's like maybe you're working more on the story and all that. Also, what are your own favorite villains from the trilogy? Well, it's quite um I haven't actually fully seen the third movie, so I can fully comment on that. Uh, I know a lot of people love the second movie and the villain from it. I just can't fully go with that. Uh, I think a lot of people love that trope of, an elegant but doesn't need to be like the brute force villain. And I know the second movie's like pretty engaging in terms of character development and story and narrative, but to me the first one just feels like so much like a kung fu movie, and it's not trying to necessarily be anything else. So I really love that. That's why I think like they did such a good job at doing the funny, the menacing, the strong, the all from this like works really well for me. I'm starting playing, and our characters are level 3, which unlocks a whole bunch of potential. Oh, I think I just played D&D once, so I think I understand what you mean, because you start out with some powers, but then you keep on getting more. And yeah, there's a lot of reading and writing and thinking about how your character works in that world. So it's pretty fun, honestly. What are you playing as? Like, what's your class or whatever that might be? That prison escape scene to this day is pretty sick. Like when he jumps to that platform and the mass arrows above. Yeah, that might be like the part that solidifies the movie for me. Like, this is not just any villain. This is like someone so like so powerful that there's an entire prison for him basically. It's like, whoa. And it didn't seem like an easy task. Uh Also, there's the point that I think uh to my knowledge, I'm not so sure about the third one, but I think the fight in the bridge feels like the best usage of the what are they called? The Furious Five? I feel like I'd be able to adapt to D&D somewhat quickly. I already make character sheets when I'm writing a story. I think it would. I didn't think I would. I thought it was a lot of knowledge that I didn't have, but if even more so if you have someone to at least somewhat guide you, it's not as hard as it looks or as it sounds, I guess. Half orc paladin taking the oath of vengeance. Ooh. When I played, I was um a halfling with a flea circus. Oh, and I was a bard, and it was also pretty nice for me because I have a lot of that bard energy, so it was really easy for me to roleplay as that. I feel like I could roleplay as other things, but I also like what comes to me very naturally. That bridge fight escalates slowly because of the bridge literally falling apart. Yeah, I think the first movie. This is like a video that I'm thinking about making. I don't know exactly how to say it because I don't want to make the second movie sound like a lesser movie, but I always feel like the first Kung Fu Panda movie is so overlooked because of the second one being having such a strong narrative, and that it's like, yeah, the second one has like a really strong narrative, but the first one feels like like a really strong kung fu movie, and that's why I think it's like so important to appreciate that. It's like the strong villain, the already set up characters that are really strong but don't they're not the chosen one. And the chosen one being like having all that training going on. Like every bit of that movie feels like it always feels like so underrated to me just because the second one is like has a little bit of that more. The second one uses more of that those sad feelings and a little bit of the backstory that you know it pulls on your heartstrings, but ah, I imagine it's the juxtaposition between the goofy character Belly Bump to Jackson. Maybe one shots are more your speed. Yeah, I think one shots do sound like pretty nice. Like not having to fully commit to a story and just testing things out. That could be a nice way to see how well you do. Plus you can make several different characters just because of that. If I ever DM'd or created campaigns, I wanted to be short because my brother has been DM in one campaign for like a year plus. Then, well, if your brother even plays, you could probably ask your brother to have a little session where you can join in and jump in and do something. Like having someone help you out, I feel like that's pretty good and easy way to get into it. All right. Like I don't know how the hand fully works, but I'm just gonna do this. It just has like 3 fingers, so I'm gonna make this one bigger. And will imply like there's another one here and another one here that we just can't see. And I think that's good enough. This one I'm not sure how well we can do, but we'll see what we do. Alright, I'll save this and we can start coloring a little bit. Ooh, let's for this one, I wonder if I can make this work. Could be tough, but I just wanted that sort of purplish looking color for the background. Even though the pants are purple, but we can maybe work around with that, do just using another color. I think this could work. And for the fur, this is too blue. This might be okay. And look at the reference a little bit. I think I just need to let's pick 3 colors. Let's use one with more just for now. Then one with more blue, lighter, like this. Then this might be too colorful. Let's try it like this. Even this one needs a little bit more gray. Even the more gray I do, the more colorful it looks. I guess I'll try this. Then make it darker. Let's see if this works out. Let's Wha- or I could do something else. Is there something else that we can do? Let me save this real quick and try something else real quick too. So let's grab this color and let's start out like this. And then let's see if we can go somewhere with this. Let's try this out. Interesting to see you try and use muted colors. Well, we're using gray, so the fur is gray, so I don't think there's like much that I can do there. Like I wouldn't change things around like too much, but I'm also still adding quite a lot of my saturation like in the pants and in the background. So hold off on that thought because might be doing more than you're giving me credit right now. So what I want to try at this little moment is to see if we can do like from dark to light, I guess, instead of the usual. Even this, we could go ahead and use a darker color for this area. Same with here. Problem is gonna be the spots. Don't wanna do them multicolored. So we'll see what I can do with that without messing up with different lightings and all that. But then again, like doing that over things can feel like unsatisfying. A thing I did notice that I did enjoy um in the Ninja Turtles drawing, something that I did was that, let's say I had a drawing that had the all the colors and all the things, and then I had a drawing that had all the shadows. I joined the two, and then I didn't have to worry about like doing anything weird with shadows and things like that. So maybe this could be like the uh shadows version of the drawing, and then we can do like a spotted version of the drawing. We could probably do that. And that other one could be a lot more intense with the colors and all that. So maybe this is our shadows and lights pass. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't want to start making that my default for everything, but it did work out pretty nicely. So I wonder what's the best thing to do with this. Um, we can probably have this one. There should be like a one that looks brighter than this one. And I love using triangle shapes. It's funny because I think I like circles more, which that sounds pretty random too. Um, but I think for some reason it's like triangles work more with me. It's like same thing again with it would feel like um green is my favorite color, but it's blue, but I use green a lot more in things and it works a lot better for me overall, but I don't know, something to that. But it's pretty weird to explain. Oh, I can see what you mean. I don't use purple very often in my art, even if it's my favorite. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Like, I'm trying to remember also why was Tai Lung in prison when he wasn't accepted as the Dragon Warrior. He got into like a rage fit and started destroying the village and started attacking all the villagers and all that. So I'm pretty much sure that that's the reason why he went crazy. He attacked Shifu and He was also gonna attack Master Uguay, but Uguay got him with the, I don't know, the chi points or something. So it's something like that. This is, I think this looks okay so far. Hopefully. I'm gonna need to make some changes here and there, but overall, I think it's okay. Just worried about the thing that I'm worried about right now would be the spots. Though, like I said, I think we can just use two drawings and merge them into one. I think that might be the way to go. Maybe. Um, and I could also still kind of like doing this. I don't know where I had it go the last time, but I think we can. Just making it look like it merges a little bit with the background. Like this, right? Then we have this to surround this. Making things look nicely, neatly wrapped. Alright, then with this one, I want to, let's see if this works. I think it somewhat does. Whoop. We're kind of sharpening the shapes a little bit with this. Oh, my hand kind of hurts. Now, I don't know why my hand kind of hurts a little bit. Maybe I should just massage it for a bit instead of developing carpal tunnel. It's not. Yeah, gotta get those stretches in, yeah. Um, I feel like I'm like haven't been in carpal tunnel um danger, but better safe than sorry. And I think just sometimes I will admit that my hand does tense up quite a bit, so it's important to, you know, be mindful of that. Just stretching, moving it around. Don't want it to become a problem for me. That would be that would be bad. I'm trying to even draw more in my life than I need it for a bit. What? mm, that segment in The Spoke Rohan Kishibe with the hand stretches was such a weird intro, but a welcome one. I haven't watched that one, but I feel like it's probably um Kishibe Rohan was like a good character to focus on, probably. Or at least I would think. It reminded me that I gotta watch that. Yeah, me too. Yeah, my hand feels a little bit cramped up, so pardon me for the little break that I'm taking. Just you know, doing small little massage, doing stretches. Want it to feel a lot less tense, but I think I'm almost done. At a Confessional is definitely my favorite out of the ones that have been animated thus far. Hot Summer Martha, which was released between part 8 and 9, was also a really good one. Really, I feel like I'm unaware of all of that, but at some point I might get caught up, I think, or at least I would hope. Alright, we can start doing this. Like that, and up until here. I, even though it's pretty simple the way I'm doing it, I really like implying the fur in parts like this. It's always like pretty fun. Like I'm not doing a good job or something like super intense, but it's like, oh, it feels nice that you can see like blocks of fur And I think we're gonna do that in here as well. Like I said, this will work as our shadow part of the drawing, and then we might do the um then we might do the coloring without any of these shadows, which will feel a little bit weird and incomplete, but oh, I can probably show the Photoshop progress too, so we can do that. And it wouldn't be like too hard. There's something about this. I want to make it look like it's shining a lot more. Not sure how to yet. I think maybe this will help. Adding more shadows near this area will make it shine a little bit. Um, the shading does fit well. Also, do you recommend those both after part 4? So anywhere after part 4 is great. Might even use something darker than this. But I don't know if darker than this. Maybe just a little bit. Let's try it out. I think that's fine. Shouldn't be used everywhere, but it's okay looking there. Now, there's a bit in here that's pretty light, but let's see how this works. I don't want it to be. Mm, I don't even know if this is making sense, but there's something to this shape that I feel like it will work. Hopefully, it doesn't collide with what we were doing before. Then Like, I don't even know how this works. Sort of looking at the reference and then sort of making an image in my head. And I'm like, hopefully this works. Let's grab this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will that be enough? Let's test it out over in this area. Then with this one, I want these 3 layers to be different, so let's 1, 2, 3, 4. And whoa. All right. That's fine. And then with this one, we can go grayer, a little bit darker. And will that work? No. Maybe that over here. Again, that's a no. Maybe this over here. Hmm. I'm not sure if this was the sequence that I was hoping for, but let's see. This might be. No, I think this one. The problem is that it's almost already too similar, so. And then maybe let's just grab this one, make it darker. Let's grab this one, make it darker. I don't feel like it's changing almost anything. But maybe I made a mistake somewhere along the lines. Mwah. Let's see. Let's keep going with this just a little bit. Yeah, there's something that I think I might have made a mistake. So I don't know what I'm doing, but just trying to get to a good result, I guess. One of those times where I feel like I'll find it when I find it, but right now it's a little bit here and there. Maybe this will be the answer. Thinking every one of these has like a little bit of that same shape so that we can see the layering. So I think this might be it for that little bit. And I wonder if I could do more with this around here. Don't want to overdo it also. Maybe this would be enough. Now, oh, uh, just missing. I think I'll do this one just a tiny bit more with gray. I think that will be fine. And the tail. Guess we can use the same colors that we've been using. Again, this will be our color shadows and highlights bit of the drawing. After this, I'm basically erasing all the all of this layering, and we'll do a more of a colorful one that we can um sort of do some weird tricks in Photoshop. Um, does it have? I think the palm does have more space to it, so I guess we could do that. Yeah, this was a little bit tougher than I thought. It was meant to be pretty simple, but it's I guess it doesn't always work out that way. But it's part of the challenge, I guess. And I guess again this one should have a layer like this. I think. Whew, this is tough, but we're almost there. Now for this one, guess we can do the darkest one. No. And then we can do this one maybe, or like a middle one. So I'm leaving some space in between this. I think it might look cool. Ooh, nah, I kind of wish I did that for some other areas too. Let's test it out. Uh, it kind of works. There's a part that I'm not sure what to do with it, which is right around the end. Let's I wonder if we can do something else around this area that kind of has that weird feeling to it as well. Maybe this one, but just not as bright, like that. Also, and this part, I never knew what to paint it as, I guess. Using this one, maybe just darker. Like this might be good. And let's take this one and do like that. Then like this from the other side. Again, let's add a little bit of that with. Oh, shouldn't be this color, should be maybe like a darker but grayer color. And with this darker grayer color. Oh, should be darker. And maybe like that. No, there's something weird to this, but don't know what it is. Ah, might be this. All right. Now, pretty happy with almost everything here. Um, I could add like this to the folds. Nothing too crazy for now. Like this, and then something something like this over here. Wow. And all right. This looks overall good and I like it. Um I might to I might just see if I can do that other little part that I said I wanted to do. All right. So for that, wait, for that I think um this I'm adding more details. I said I was almost done with that, but it's always I try to do more. And even this I might not fully like. Maybe just like this feels fine. All right. So let's say this is it. Now, what I would like to do with this, I would love to try out doing my crazy coloring and doing things. So we're gonna basically get rid of everything now. I want to pick one color. I'm gonna pick this one and we'll work with this. Because right now we're not working with shadows and lights. I want to do the dots and circles in in the fur, and it's gone. Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna just join two drawings, and hopefully that will make sense because we don't have a lot of them. Let me just save it as another one so that we don't lose the previous one. So what I want to do is with this one, I want to have all the little dots, all the little things that we need here and there. Hopefully this will make sense and work out. I'm not sure if it will, but I think we should try. And for that, I will use this color. And I feel like I need a way of doing this, doing the pattern or something, because I don't want it to I don't want to just copy it, but I don't feel like I have a way of just doing it myself. Like, how can I make the dots look like my dots, you know? That's my what I wonder. I guess if I make them more like this, right? A little bit more angular and weirdly shaped. But then how many and then how often, things like that will come into question. But I think right now the shape is working quite well. Yeah, everything is gone, but what? I'm hoping this will work out. So you're trying to add the color variation of the fur and layer the shading on top. Uh, yeah, so it would be like putting one drawing on top of the other and see what type of layering will help both uh work out, right? Because something that I didn't want to do that I usually do a lot is that I would have to add this and then sometimes I don't like doing this. It happened with the Shinji one. Let's say no, I'm not doing that on Paint. I'm doing that on Photoshop. That's why I was gonna do it like this. So for example, we could then again, I could I could do that in Paint in a way if we just get rid of this color and then we just end up with whatever's up behind that. That could work. I'll try that just as a semi-final result and then we can see how the layering works. That's a little bit what I did with the Turtles one. I haven't posted that one, but I think it came out pretty well. Like I did the shadows with full color and I did the turtles with their own colors and then they both had a pretty good mix. But we'll see how it turns out. If it works that way, if it doesn't, if what we can do on Paint, what we can't. Oh, so I was saying the thing that I didn't want to do was doing, oh, it's this and this, and half of this just using some color that I'm trying to calculate, and the other half using some color that I'm trying to calculate. I didn't want to do that right now. That's why I didn't, I guess. This might be gonna be eating into the sides a little bit. Plus, I thought I could do this a lot more saturated, which um will work with this what I'm doing. I think. I hope. I think I'm starting to get the hang out of doing. It's not following perfectly the reference, but somewhat following it. And I think it's making sense. Like depending on the shape, we get a thing and looks in some type of way. But will it work? Will it work? Also, I'm not sure. I'm not getting good angles of the tail. Like, there are some spots, but like not too many. Let's also both. I think I. Let's do this for the tail as well. And maybe in searching up a little snow leopard panther. No. Could help. There's some spotted spots and there's some with something in between them. Beetle. Oh no. My OS no leopard. Why not? Or did I say that? I mean, at least there's a picture of the animal in some of those. Alright. I also want to take the chance of take the moment to work with different colors that will show the brightness of this. If you're looking at reference of the snow leopards, it would stand to reason that you wouldn't want to see the Mac OS screenshots. Well, like I said, if I search for it like that, you can actually see the animal in some of the pictures. because there's like a cover for the Mac OS X Snow Leopard. I've noticed stuff like that happen more often. Like I want to search up a type of food and a celebrity pops up. I guess it happens. Search prosciutto, prosciutto di Parma. Well, it does show up the food thing. I kind of like those that type of thing food. But I can see the Jojo one if I just search it as Jojo. Interesting that it didn't pop out even just once. But maybe my Google knew the trick. It knew the trick already. Uh, Wait, like this. Let's do more. You'll see what I mean very soon. When I mix the two drawings, hopefully. Alright, this is looking good. Maybe just one more right here. To make it feel like it's a little bit of a circle thing. Like trying to do like a line that goes like this. And some of the things in here are doing like a little twirly bit. Then let's do more. Like what about here? Oh, there's the face ones. Yeah. This one's even more angular, so wonder if I can do something special with this. Don't want to get too don't need to be like so accurate to the reference all the time. So let's start doing. And this one can be darker. I wonder if the other ones could have like a darker side to them. They could probably. Let's take a look. What's what would the darker bit be? The outside or the inside? Looks almost so samey, but I feel like there could be like a dark area to it all. Like either like this on the outside. Those cheeks look like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual disc. I actually like that. Sounds fun. I can see it as well. Tai Long has decided it's time to duel. Doesn't he actually say, or maybe he says our fight, but I could see him saying our duel will be legendary. Something like that. Alright. And what else? Okay, haven't finished either of the Combo Panda movies. Really? I want to rewatch them, especially because I want to make a video about them. So I feel like I had that task in mind. Alright, let's keep on doing um spots. Let's keep on doing spots. Kind of got carried away with the phase there. It's hard to see. Like the other side, you can't really see a lot of the spots, so maybe we can kind of cheat it out by not doing as many over here. Also, same with the tail. You can't really see a lot of spots going on. So I'll just do something like this, maybe. Although I feel like I should fit more than just one big one. Let's get up close. Kind of fix this area a bit. And still using this. Using this. But like I said, it's kind of weird. We don't fully see so much from this side. So maybe just we need to imply some. This looks good, I think. Um, oh, something that we could do is since we're doing different colors and all that, um, he has like a belt with kind of like things like this. Appearing on Kung Fu Panda 4 trailer. Hi, Silasios. Silas? uh, I I have some. I like the new villain. It looks fun. Uh, I feel like there should be a redemption for Tai Long, but I guess that's still not coming in this movie. Um, I like the discourse with that is going on about people thinking that the I don't know what she is, like a fox or something. Like they could need um or their design could have been more fun. Kind of want to talk more on that, but overall, I'm just happy there's more. It feels like a fun franchise to explore. Although I would also say like, we're probably gonna see them, right? But I do miss the Furious Five. I feel like their inclusion shouldn't be as overlooked, even though it's probably like a thing because of money and just basically they're not the focus of this movie, so it makes sense, but still, it's fun to see them. It's fun to see them. What do you think yourself about the trailer? What's your least favorite anime? Uh, that's a pretty hard question because, like, how can I know? Don't remember. Like, I feel like if there was an anime that I didn't enjoy, it would have been something that I probably stopped watching or seeing, and I usually just stick through things. Uh, Let me see if I can yeah, something like that. Like my least favorite would stay in my mind the least, so how can I even, you know, think about that? Whoa. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to think about it. What's yours? Would your least favorite be? Like I said, I think it was probably something that I just dropped. And even then, I don't know if I would say like, oh yeah, this is bad or anything. I think I would just say I wasn't ready for that at the moment or something. I don't know if these shapes are too all over the place, but oh well. We'll work with them. Either Tokyo Ghoul or Blue Exorcist. Arya's probably my least favorite. Hmm. I would really need to see like my whole list of what I've seen. I'm very bad at answering like without refreshing like my memory on what I've seen and what I haven't and what I like and what I don't. It's like really hard because like the first one that comes to mind is like there was this one that I didn't like I started it but I didn't keep on watching it because I was on my One Punch Man hype and there was this one that was said to be like really similar that was about like four people, like I think two dudes and two girls or something, and they were meant to be like overpowered and in a fantasy world, and I don't know, something about that just didn't fully go well with me. First of all, I don't fully like that fantasy setting. Like it's must be like a a fantasy setting that works for me because otherwise I'm not like too into that medieval kind of looking uh place and setting and all that. So that sometimes it's like it's whatever, it's okay. And also it just felt like um I don't feel like the characters in that really earned being that overpowered, and that one felt like the actual criticism that One Punch Man has, where people say like, "Oh, if it's overpowered, then if Saitama is overpowered, then it must be pretty boring." No, that's mostly what that one felt like. Like they had no purpose or something. I guess maybe a boring answer I would say Sword Art Online, which also kind of has that. That one for me was like, well, it's a little bit whatever. I mean, I'll watch it, but like, what about it? All right. I would say Future Diary Mirai Nikki is the worst anime I've seen, but it's such a dumb fun sometimes that I would say I enjoyed it. I'm a little bit like that with it too. I thought you were just gonna say that it was outright bad, which I cannot fully say. Like, I feel like the concept and some of the things inside it I enjoy quite a lot. It didn't fully deliver for me, but I don't know. Like it didn't live up to the hype, but then again it wasn't like bad. Like there's fun and there's bad and there's like some I don't even know what's going on bits in it, but it's like that. Mirai is a solid 5 out of 10 anime at best. Mm, I would give it at least a 6. Probably. Like I'll be nicer to it. But like I said, I think I watched it and I somewhat enjoyed it, and but overall I'm like, oh, I guess it's a thing. Who knows? Who knows? I can't say, and I don't honestly remember it that much. But I think I'm probably a fan of the concept of survival games. There are a few things that I've read that have that survival emphasis, and I really love those, but it can be like so hit or miss that I don't know. So like some of the concepts in Mirai Nikki I think were probably good. Like I don't fully remember, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't remember it being like it blowing me away or it feeling like it was like pretty overhyped. I guess I think. All right, so let's save this one. Let's make sure that this is the one. All right. Yuno steals the show as a genuinely entertaining character, but everything else is either bland or intentionally entertaining. Really, I think maybe I think I would actually place Juno as one of the things that is overhyped about it. Like that became the poster Yandere girl, which is like, uh, um, because sometimes I don't really like that trope, or I don't like people like saying, "Oh, I'm so gendery." I'm like, uh, woo. Um, I the thing that I kind of remember in my mind that kind of was interesting for me was finding out the new characters, and I think I remember what was she like, the cop and the girl with purple hair. I think those were like the strongest characters for me. Um, but it's been so long since I've watched it. Uh, I don't remember what the Minene Uryu. I think that was a strong character for me, and there was like a cop guy thing. And something that I think I kind of enjoyed about seeing that uh Mirai Nikki was finding new characters, because I think there were quite a lot or something. So finding each and every one of them was like, oh, there's this character and there's this other character. But yeah, I can't recall as well, so I feel like I can't comment as Black Clover and Clover any good. I haven't watched that one, so can't tell. So we could do this, for example. This would be the easy way of doing it in MS Paint, right? So we would grab this, we would paste this, we would grab this, we would paste this, and then we would have this. This is the MS Paint method, which I think actually that's a really nice looking result. Like I'm pretty satisfied with this. This color blends well with the other colors, so it doesn't like jump out as much. Maybe we could use the darker one, but I don't know if I kind of wanted jumping out as much. Maybe just a little bit. Let's test that out. Wait, maybe just a little bit like this. And this is not bad at all on its own. There weren't that many big generic characters before Yuna, though. The only straight example I can think of, Yukako from uh was that? Well, I guess the manga was before the anime. I guess, yeah. Still myth that Yukako was so easily forgiven. I didn't like that. Uh, like as well. I also thought that she was easily forgiven. I was like, but wait, what? She's crazy. Please, come on, don't do this. Going, she likes them a bit quirky. Yeah, I was like, don't do it. I know you want to be nice, but it's not good. Trust me. You don't want to do this. You don't want to go through this. So this is the MS Paint version, which I think works pretty nicely. Not bad at all. Let me just grab this real quick. And highlight it just a little bit. But I think this looks good, like on its own. Same with the emo dude with surface. I think almost, if you think about it, almost everyone is forgiven in part four. It's like, oh, they're just a little bit quirky, right? And then they kind of become like more friendly. Oh, that was a weird part, wasn't that? The one where the guy had a weird picture of them and then they kind of look so differently. I'm like, what? What's funny though? Except for the lock dude straight up became a servant. Well, but even then it's like now he's like part of the posse of weirdos. So it's like, wouldn't it be better to stay away from people like that? All right, I think I'll save this one like this, and we can do a little test. Tatami and Surface Guy shrinking so much in the manga is funny. I wish the anime kept that. Oh, was it only a manga only part? since I read some of the manga, I feel like I noticed that change, but um those two memories must have merged in my head. Let's see how it looks on Photoshop if it changes something. If it looks better like this way. This is fine on its own, so happy with this. But we can make a little test, and this would be almost it for the stream. Let's see. The Tamami and Hasamada were as tall as Yusuke or taller, but shrunk to Koichi's height. It just happens. Sometimes it just happens. Alright, Panda. We'll open up this one, and we'll grab in, which one is it? We'll grab in this one, right? I don't know which one should go up top, but we'll try both things. Is it this one? Chat is non-functioning right now, so again, why does it not work? There you go. Now, so for example, just doing this, I don't know which one I used up top the other time. This one looks good, I think. Oh, actually did use this exact one for the turtles as well. But we need to remove the what? Uh we need to rasterize the layer like this. And then I don't know. Is there anything else needed? I guess we can duplicate this one. Hard light blend mode users strongest soldier. I honestly never know what each of these things ever do. I've never seen the stream overlay that's sick. It's the one that's meant to be used for animations, although like it's meant to be like a how would you call it? Like a work in progress. Uh I didn't have the talking or anything ready, so it's like eh, it's not there yet. Let's do this. Um what else? Wait, which one is this one? Why am I why is it doing that? Wait, that's huh? That's the other way around. I just used multiply for darkening and add brightening for this one. What can we do? We This looks nice, I think. Although I would order this bits and pieces. And I guess we remove it from here. what else? This. And we remove them from here. That's good. And then let me take a quick look. Heart light again. What's the one that I want to change? I guess this one. Alright. With this one, we'll do a hue shift. Wait, it's not changing at all. Wait. Oh, I can't see the preview, that's why. um, let's do just a hue shift on the fur. Preview. This movie maker effects. Like this really nice yellowish tint doesn't look bad. But let's see the reference image. See if that what we could also do more purplish looking one. Yeah, this is too much. Kind of like this one. What's the one? This. Around here. Kind of like this. Now, is there anything else that we can? Huh, interesting. With this two together, this is how it looked. We add this and we get a really normal tone to it. Like, that's interesting. Like, this was how it looked. Now it looks like very different now that I showcase this one. Uh, so something like this. Let's bring out the final one that I made in paint and looked like this. This also looks really good, honestly. Looks neat all the same. Like this darker one. Blue, like this, like this. We can even add this one to the mix because why not? Let's remove the background just so that it doesn't rasterize. Remove the background. Now let's work with, let's see what it gives us. I love this kind of intense feel to it. This one's also pretty good. This is overlay. If we like this might be nice. It kind of mixes the colors, but it shows more of the shapes, maybe. But let's keep looking. This is overlay. I like this one too. This is vivid light. Let's go back to overlay fully. Let's go back to vivid light with like around 70. Can like this one is pretty good. Let's duplicate it and do this is overlay fully what we had. Then we remove it and this is vivid light. They're somewhat similar, but uh hmm, can't fully decide. Like they're pretty similar, but I think this one has a little bit like I feel I can appreciate more this kind of color in this. So right now we'll do vivid light and then we'll say overlay. That's it. And is there anything else? Don't. Oh, this. Where does this come from? I wonder. Let's actually do just a small test. I always love this color, but can't keep on using it for everything. Uh, I'm just thinking around here. Like either this or this. The problem with this is that well no, I'm worried about the pants just getting lost a little bit. Bluish gray stays winning. It is good. It is good. But I'm thinking more about this. Like there's some good colors around here. Even this one's pretty good. But I think around either here or here. No, not here. Was it bluer? Like here. It's more saturated, which I like. Alright, I think this is. Wait, something happened around here. Where did it go? Where did we lose it? Uh, Somewhere along the lines we lost this. So let's copy that. Let's normal it. And let's just adjust it a little bit. What is this one? Divide. If we have that, there we go. And uh last bit, I think we can grab this one. We copy it. We put it up top. Eyes. Let's do its outer glow. We choose like a orangish glow to this. Do we do bigger size with some noise and I guess less opacity? And what type? I don't want it to show up on black, but I want it to show up everywhere else. I guess not. Is there not a thing like that? I guess not. Lighten or screen. Looks almost the same. So now it looks a little bit more like it's shining. It's glowing a little bit. And yeah, that should be it. Guess I'll wait. Which one has, is it this one? Must be this one. This one? Belt. And guess I could see if this, I guess I could see if this needs just another color. Maybe less saturation. Doesn't do anything. Guess with the background one, I would do it. It's just a little test. Maybe something like this. Saturated, darker. Kinda like this look. There's something we could do with this. And with a pretty big eraser, bigger. Now, let's get it to be a little bit smaller. Now they have and that looks fine. Maybe. The only one that's bothering me is that I kind of did a double thing on this one. Doesn't go far enough. All right. Well, I guess either way it should look like this. All right. Uh, let's go back to the MSPAINT stream. Let's save this one real quick. Uh, and let's save this one as and let's just look at how different it looks in comparison. So this is what we had, and this is what we ended up with. I think it looks nice. Like this looks more natural to the things, but I don't know. That's why I wanted to do the one in the back like a little bit saturated so that they would mix together and it will feel more saturated, maybe to my style. That's what I was thinking. I don't know if we achieved it, but I think it looks nice, right? There he is. The blend modes definitely have a dramatic effect on the image. Yeah, that too. That usually helps a lot, especially with it ups the contrast a lot more. So that really does help. But yeah, I think this will be it for the stream. I know it was a short one in comparison to others, but pretty happy with the result. And I hope this will be useful for the thing that I want to do. And I hope you enjoyed it. I usually don't show the Photoshop process, so even though if it's a little bit scuffed, I feel like it kind of shows like what what goes on and all that. It was a fun stream, and if I know nothing about Kung Fu Panda, well, I feel like it's more uh valuable in terms of shapes and what do we do with the character and posing and all of that. I think all of that is pretty interesting by itself. But yeah, I hope you can still, if I do the Kung Fu Panda video, I hope you watch that. Maybe that will give you a little bit of the context that you need. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Grubs. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. Um, I'll see you when I see you because I don't know if I'm taking a winter break or something, but hopefully it will be soon. I want to work on videos, so at least there would be that probably. Have a good night. Don't let the bedbugs bite. See you next time. Bye bye. Oh, bye, Digi. Good night.